Hello and welcome to today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Nkem Agonwa. On today's episode, we speak with a Deputy Director in the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Dr. Oyeladun Okuromade. She highlights the synergy between the NCDC and the NYSC in mitigating the risk of transmission of the virus. She also elaborates on the measures put in place to ensure the safe reopening of the NYSC orientation camps across the country. Let us meet her.
COVID-19 has been with us for a while now, and despite every effort and as well as the control strategy put in place by NCDC, there's still continuous ongoing transmission of COVID-19 in Nigeria as well as in the globally. Major characteristics of virus is that they keep changing over time. This virus has been with us for a while now, and the virus keeps changing in form, in shape, in virulence, pathogenicity, and that is what we've experienced with COVID-19. So there is a form of mutation into another variant now that the world is witnessing, known as the Delta variant. But one thing about Delta variant that is different from the other variant that we've noticed is that there is increase in pathogenicity and virulence. What do I mean by that is there is increase in the transmissibility. The transmission of this variant of COVID-19 is more than the other variants that we've experienced. And also, it causes more severe form of COVID-19 infection, and also can lead to more deaths as compared to the other variant. But one thing that we're sure, according to the data available to us, is as long as you're vaccinated, it reduces the chance of having severe cases of COVID-19, as well as reduces hospitalization as well as death.
The NCDC, in collaboration with the NYSC, has put in place measures to ensure that the orientation camps are COVID-free.
NCDC collaborated closely with NYSC as well as the Presidential Steering Committee to develop what we call a protocol to ensure safe camp orientation activities. And we develop a guideline for all prospective corps members, as well as we develop all the measures were put in place, and also to ensure that the corps members are safe and we don't continue to spread the risk of COVID-19 transmission within the camp orientation. And some of these measures is to ensure that we first of all reduce the number of prospective corps members that are mobilized yearly. This is to ensure that the physical distancing that we're preaching is practicable within camp activities. And before camp reopens, we work with the camp or NYSC camp officials to ensure that all the camps are fumigated, decontaminated, ready for the corps members. Also, we work with the camp officials to ensure spacing within the hostel. We maintain the 2-meter distance within the bunk to each other, and also to ensure that only one corps member stay on the bunk per bunk. That means either you stay on top or down. Only one corps members are allowed to stay on occupying the bunk bed. Also, we instituted a mandatory COVID-19 screening for all prospective corps members. Not only prospective corps members, also camp officials, as well as the vendors within camps. This is to ensure that only those that are negative are allowed into camp, while those that are positive are handed over to the state health officials to manage. And it's important to bring this out that those prospective corps members are what the state officials are reporting as positive in camps. We don't have any positive corps members allowed into camp. All the people that are allowed into camp are negative. And that is to ensure that we reduce the risk of transmission within the camps. And one important thing also is we instituted what we call the webinar program. This webinar is an opportunity to engage with the prospective corps members ahead of their resumption, to give them all the necessary information before resumption, what is expected of them in camp, what would they need to bring in terms of their face mask and sanitizer, and also to address their concerns as relates to their safety while in camp, listen to some of their concerns, and provide feedback onto them. We also use that as an opportunity to build their trust in NYSC program, so as to allay the fears of their parents that we're not exposing them or they're at risk, and also to point them to the accurate source of information on COVID-19 instead of spreading rumors and other misinformation within camp environment. Also, we work with NYSC to ensure that temperature screening are instituted within camp community at strategic locations. We screen them morning and evening to monitor the temperature and the form of surveillance within camp environment. We also maintain hand washing station at strategic locations in camp. We've worked with NYSC to develop IEC materials, information education materials for corps members that are located at strategic places within camp. We've also developed jingles, various jingles in various languages, video animations on how to protect themselves. These are being played periodically within camp environment. So we've actually worked a lot with NYSC to ensure that NYSC orientation camp environment is safe and secure for NYSC corps members, and also to ensure that we don't keep increasing the number of cases of COVID-19 within the country.
Dr. Okuromade commended the scheme's contribution towards the prevention of community spread of the virus through the innovative interventions of corps members.
Working with NYSC has actually provided us with a lot of opportunity. You know, is while working with NYSC that we realize that a lot of opportunities with corps members, using corps members as agents of change within the community. Despite the fact that we've reduced the number of corps members that are being mobilized, and we've actually worked with NYSC to ensure that for every orientation activities, we launch a program that we call IPC club within the camp, known as Infection Prevention Control Club, as well as the Risk Communication Club within the camp. This is to ensure that we catch them early during orientation activities. We engage them during camp to give them necessary information that needed as much as possible to ensure that they work with the community where they are posted to keep re-emphasizing and keep engaging this community on risk communication activities, as well as engaging the communities on the non-pharmaceutical interventions to ensure that the communities are well protected. We don't want to just leverage it on COVID-19 alone. We want to ensure that we use them within the community to pass this information across to the community members. This is an engagement and collaboration that we want to continue to strengthen and take further beyond this, because aside COVID-19, the collaboration is of enormous benefit.
Dr. Okuromade had some words of advice.
I would like to also inform the country, Nigerians, that whether we're dealing with Alpha variant, Beta variant, or Delta variant, is the same interventions, preventive measures. And they are basic preventive measures. And there is a campaign that we've instituted known as ANT. Means that we need to take responsibility, and our health, ability to protect ourselves is in our hands. And which means ANT, the first means wash your hands regularly. This is a basic thing that prevents against any form of infection, be it cholera, infectious disease generally. We have A that says always cough or sneeze into your elbow. Hen talked about not going out without wearing face mask. Ensure that when you're outside, you wear your face mask, and practice a distance of about 2 meters to the next person in any public gathering. And else means stay isolated or stay at home when you feel sick, and call health officials. That means ability to stay safe, ensure that the COVID-19 infection within the country is controlled, is in our hands. Nigeria serves, Nigeria we
serve. You've heard it all. With the measures put in place by the NCDC and the NYSC, it is evident that the orientation camps across the country is COVID-19 free. We must continue to play our part to ensure we comply with the NCDC COVID-19 protocol. We move on to our next story on Samuel Oguba Sunday, also known as Sam Cucumber. Yes, you heard right, the vegetable cucumber. He gained this nickname because he is a cucumber farmer and a successful one at that. Samuel is an indigene of Benue State and a graduate of mathematics from Adamawa State University. He was posted to Osun State in 2018 for his service year. Prior to his posting, he had never visited the southwestern part of Nigeria. During his service year, he discovered an opportunity in agriculture and he pursued it relentlessly. With the support he got from the NYSC, Samuel went from a one-plot farm to a 40-acre farmland where he farms a variety of crops. It is an inspiring story of resilience and hard work. Come with us. Let us meet Samuel.
Hello viewers, I'm Samuel Oguba Sunday. I served in Osun 2018-2019, where I saw opportunity in agriculture during my service year. And then ever since then, a lot of people had helped me in the area of giving me lands. Presently, I'm farming on about 150 acres, though not using all, but that's the count. And then I'm very grateful to the indigenes of Osun. They've accommodated me. And this is my accommodation in Oshogbo, where I train corps members. It was given to me by somebody who feel he should motivate the things I'm doing in Osun. I'm farming vegetables, cucumber, watermelon, ewedu, gusi, about 50 vegetables, and not just in Osun, in about 6 states across the whole of Southwest. This is our training facilities where corps members within Oshogbo receives their training. On this farm, we have cucumber, and cucumber is just 6 weeks from planting to harvest, where you can see banana. We use the spring irrigational method on this farm. Honestly, it's very difficult to have an irrigational facilities on the farm during dry season. And then because of this, though the spring irrigation is not effective, as a result of this, I have diversified into drip irrigation. This is the cucumber. The special thing about cucumber plant is this. Every plant gives you 6 cucumber. And so every cucumber farmer counts their money by the numbers of flowers. We've harvested cucumber from here, and then we have cucumber inside. But you can take a look at this. This is a cucumber. Now, a single plant is giving us more than 10 cucumber. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all it takes for a cucumber farmer to do is, within the period of 6 weeks, is to nurture the plants from planting stage to maturity stage, where he will harvest them. This is how we harvest cucumber. You plug it like this. Yeah, you plug, and this is an ex-corps member. We have about 40 ex-corps members with us who are in our different farms. A lot of these guys finish serving and they feel the farming can sustain them, because from an acre of cucumber farm, if it's done very well, one can get minimum of 1.5 million. and in a very short period of time. I think that's what motivated them, because during my service here, I trained about 35 corps members in the way where I was serving, free of charge. And then a lot of them went into cucumber farming, and so many of them made a lot of money. Um, 2018, when I checked my call-up, I saw Osun State. And that was the first time I was thinking Southwest. But nevertheless, NYSC had posted me, so I had to come. So first time that was November 2018. And then since then, I've been in Osun. So the camp was fun. I'm happy I camped in Osun. My SAED in camp was solar. So I was in solar, I was doing very well. My PP was Newton College, Iwo. I was taking further maths since I studied mathematics. But one funny day, most especially the day we left camp, it was actually very funny. I was expecting to see Oshogbo, and then I saw Iwo local government. So I was very angry when I joined my colleagues going to Iwo that day. But funny enough, I saw cars with onions, with tomato entering Osun. So I was now asking, where are all these things coming from? They say they are coming from the north. So the idea of solar I learned that I wanted to practice left me. So my focus diverted to agriculture. And so when I reported at my PPE, the first thing I did was to have a conversation with my AGI. Do people really farm here? And my AGI said, yes, they farm cocoa, palm tree, and the rest. And I was like, what about onions? He said, they bring this from the north. What about tomato? He said, they farm, but not much. What about watermelon? What about this? So I was asking her questions. She was not like, where are you from, my AGI? I said, honestly, I'm from Abuja, but I stayed at, I'm from Benue, but I stayed at Abuja. But I'm asking because, why should they be bringing this? Is it not land they are using to produce in the north? So why shouldn't people in this place venture? She gave me a reason that I wasn't satisfied. And so every day I keep going for PPE. And then the moment I come across truck coming with all these things, it gave me a mind to see that there's opportunity in agriculture. So one fateful day, I wrote a letter to her. And the letter was specific. I'm a corps member who was posted here, and I really want to go into farming if I have the opportunity to farm. And so she saw that this was beyond just passion. She said, okay, no problem, right? I'll give it to the local government chairman. And then I wrote a letter she submitted it to the local government chairman. It passed through a man called Alaji, which was like between the corps members and then the local government. And the man read through the letter. He said, what do you want to farm specifically? I said, I want to start with cucumber. He said, what do you know about cucumber? I said, I went online, I saw that I can make 3 million within 3 months from farming cucumber. And I know my dad, who is a civil servant, had not made up to 1 million. And I don't know if he has up to 2 to 3 million in his account. So I want to really see if I can make this thing I have seen online. And so the man gave me, with the local government chairman, they gave me 1 plot to farm in Iwo. And my local government inspector, she was very happy. She said, I shall see this farm. And so I got some other corps members who were motivated too, because we read through online. And so she said, do you have any knowledge in agriculture? I said, no, the SAED is there. And so she said, what SAED did you do in camp? I said, solar. She said, you need to apply for agro-allied. So she called the head of SAED, Mrs. Samuel. And the head of SAED was like, okay, I'll tell him to come to Ede and meet me in camp. Let me see whether he really wants to farm. And when I came to camp, I shared everything with Mommy Samuel. And then she was very, very happy. She shared the idea with the state coordinator then, who is presently the area coord. And the state coordinator said, okay, allow him to practice. And so when I got back to the local government, with 2 corps members, Ogechi and then my CLO then, we started farming 1 plot. And then we made over 150,000 from that 1 plot. And so when we shared the news to the state coordinator, he said, I will write all these things to DG, but encourage other corps members to join you and farm. And so we started encouraging everybody in the local government, come and farm. And then when we got back to the local government, we have about 35 core members who were willing to farm because of the money we made. And the local government said, we have 40 acres in this local government. Honestly, we are actually looking for core members who were willing to farm. Now that you've shown your passion and then you've practiced, we are giving you the 40 acres in Iwo, and that's how the journey began. And so, but then I was still serving, Alawi was still coming, 19,800. And we started farming on 2 acres. Oloba, which is Oloba farm settlement, which was under the state government, they gave us tractor then, and then I had the team. And then we went to farm on the acre of land in Iwo. We made about 450,000. So by the time we came back with the report to meet with the state coordinator, it was quite unfortunate. I was crying that day. He told us he has been promoted to area coord. He's no longer the state coordinator. And so I was crying. I said, hope the person that will bring will motivate our passion. Lo and behold, the person that brought Daddy Adegboke, he said, you make this kind of money. Even me, I don't think I have made this kind of money. What will happen is, we are giving you a place to sell your cucumber in camp. And that was how I started. I got a permanent portion to sell cucumber in Ondo camp, in Oshun camp, sorry. A lot of indigenes in that local government, Iwo, started farming cucumber. I was to meet the Olu of Iwo, which is the king of Iwo. And one fateful day, DG was in Oshun. And I met with DG one-on-one because Mommy Samuel took me to DG. I met with DG. And I discovered that the Adegboke's support was extraordinary. He encouraged all the AGI, and then that was how I became SAED trainer, even while I was serving. I would wear my khaki and come to camp. I started training core members. Every Thursday, so many LGI will invite me to general CDS to motivate other core members. And then that same letter I wrote to the local government while I was serving. We wrote that same letter to almost all the local government chairmen. And that was how we got acres of land. A lot of core members started farming. Currently, about 26 core members have learned my skill in Oshun, and they are practicing, and they are established in Oshun with different farms in different local government. I visit them often. And currently, as a result of this, with the support from Daddy Adegboke and even the present head of SAED, Mrs. Femi Ajayi, she's so supportive, and Momioluwa, all of them, every staff I met in Oshun were wonderful. So I keep encouraging anybody who comes from the north, don't even relocate. You don't know whether God brought you here to establish you. And my story has helped a lot.
Making Sam cucumber was really a blessing to me. Because initially, when I was serving, my plan was that after my service, at least I'm going to work in a private school, pending the time God will pave way for me. But meeting him, he pushed me and said, there's still something much about this farming of eating. Okay, are you sure? Because I have some experience about farming before. But when I joined him, I discovered that his own experience about farming is quite different from what I had then. And since then, I worked in a private school for some months. And when I joined him, I discovered that one is better than the other. So Sam Kumba has been a blessing to me indeed.
Mr. Sam has actually been like a great mentor to me. He's like heaven sent to me. I remember back when I was in school, I had a lot of ideas about farming. And then I was just drafting, everything being theory. And then I couldn't get a mentor to actually mentor me the way I wanted. So coming for NYSC, I registered for cucumber farming at the NYSC camp in Ede. And then I met Mr. Sam, who was really nice, even though through his busy schedules, he has been able to actually put me in line. And then even though he's always very busy, he still tries to like message me and then puts me in line and telling me to come to his house, take us to farm and do a lot of things together.
During our SAED program, I was like, which one should I join? Because I was actually learning fashion before I came. So I was like, okay, let me just try something else. Then my spirit just told me to go for cucumber. And I went, I stayed for the class. And so there was so much good news about cucumber plantation and other vegetables. Though I didn't meet Sam Cucumber in person in the camp then, but I met one of those who he has taught or he has mentored, and they stood in as the facilitator in the camp there. And I won't say I've regretted meeting Sam Cucumber, because the truth is that he has actually been a blessing, and I know not just to me alone, but to other core members.
I want to say a very big thank you to the DG, because I know he loves SAED so much. Even when I met him in Oshun camp, when I was showing him my cucumber, anytime I look at that picture, I feel very happy that in my service here I met with the DG. And so I want to really thank him for giving priority to SAED. And I want to say a very big thank you to all the NYSC staff in Oshun. They've been very nice and they've been very supportive. A very big thank you to my AGI. She's somebody I will never forget. I call her my AGI always. And I will always say a very big thank you to the head of SAED in Oshun and all the head of SAED in other states in Southwest.
That was simply amazing. Did you see the multiplier effect? Can you see the number of core members who now have farms across the state, contributing to food security in the state and by extension, the country at large? As a core member, if you identify a need, be courageous enough to go for it. You would be amazed at the number of people who are willing and able to support you. Always remember that the NYSC is right behind you, ready to motivate you, support, and help you achieve your full potential. Don't forget that. We will be right back. The management of the National Youth Service Corps wishes to inform the general public that any person who, not being a person serving in the Service Corps or duly authorized so to do, wears the uniform or any part of the uniform of the Service Corps, is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to a fine or to imprisonment for a term of 6 months, or to both such fine and imprisonment. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. We're happy you were able to invest your time with us. We always love to hear from you. Please write to us on the online handles displayed on your screens right now, and I assure you we would write back. Remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until I see you next time, I am Nkem Agonwa. Stay safe.